Imagine a world map from the 3rd century. You'd see the Roman Empire in the west, the Persians in the east, the Han Dynasty in China. But there was a fourth power, a G4 nation of the ancient world that most history books completely ignore. Before the knights of Europe ever drew a sword, an African titan controlled the flow of global wealth. It minted its own gold coins, commanded the Red Sea, and carved skyscrapers out of single blocks of stone. This wasn't a myth, this was Aksum. And today, we're going to uncover why this superpower vanished into the clouds of the Ethiopian highlands. To understand Aksum, you have to look at its backyard. Perched on a high plateau in modern-day Ethiopia and Eritrea, Aksum sat at the ultimate crossroads. To its north lay the Silk Road. To its east, the spice-rich coast of India. Aksum's port city, Adulis, was the New York City of antiquity. Imagine the smells: frankincense from the desert, exotic spices from the east, and the musk of African ivory. But they weren't just traders, they were innovators. While other civilizations struggled with rocky soil, the Aksumites engineered complex terracing and irrigation systems. They weren't just surviving the highlands, they were mastering them. They were so wealthy that the Persian philosopher Mani described Aksum as one of the 4 greatest kingdoms of the world. If you walk through Aksum today, you're greeted by ghosts made of granite. These are the stelae, massive monolithic obelisks that defy logic. Take the Great Stele. It stood nearly 100 feet tall and weighed over 500 tons. That's the equivalent of 2 Boeing 747s. Here's the kicker. It wasn't built piece by piece. It was carved from a single solid block of rock in a quarry miles away, then transported across rugged terrain. How? We still aren't entirely sure. But look closer at the carving. They aren't just pillars, they're designed to look like multi-story buildings, complete with fake windows and doors. They were grave markers for kings, stairways to the heavens, designed to show the world that even in death, the Aksumite elite were untouchable. In the 4th century, everything changed. While Rome was still debating the divinity of Christ, Aksum's king Ezana made a radical move. He converted to Christianity. This made Aksum one of the first nations on earth to adopt the faith as a state religion. But they didn't just copy the West. They developed their own script, Ge'ez, which is still used in the Ethiopian Orthodox Church today. This brings us to the most controversial mystery of all. Deep within the chapel of the tablet at the Church of Our Lady, Mary of Zion, it is said the Ark of the Covenant resides. According to tradition, it was brought here by Menelik I, the son of King Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. Is it actually there? Only one person, the guardian of the Ark, is allowed to see it. He never leaves the chapel grounds until he dies. It's a secret kept for nearly 3,000 years. No empire lasts forever. By the 7th century, the winds changed, literally. The rise of rapid Islamic conquests in the surrounding regions began to cut off Aksum's access to the Red Sea trade routes. Their economic lifeline was strangled. At the same time, environmental exhaustion and shifting rainfall patterns meant the soil could no longer feed the masses. The golden coins stopped being minted. The kings moved their capitals further south into the mountains for protection. The 4th great power didn't fall to a single invasion. It slowly retreated into the mist, becoming a kingdom of legends rather than a kingdom of commerce. Aksum proves that history isn't just written in Europe or Asia, it's carved into the granite of Africa. These silent towers remind us that sophisticated, globalized, and technologically advanced civilizations thrived in places we often overlook. The city of Aksum still exists today, a living link to a golden age. The stones are still standing. The questions are still being asked. and the legacy of the African superpower continues to echo through the ages. If you could visit any ancient ruins in the world, would Aksum be on your list? Let me know in the comments.